सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अदरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
रेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
हरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनऊ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. It is pleasure to welcome you all to our interpretation session of chapter 7th, first part. In this fast-moving world, it is blessing to take moment for ourselves to connect with our inner peace. My deepest gratitude and pranam in the feet of Sri Krishna and Param Puja Acharya Sri Swami Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I Pranav Pancholi welcoming you in 7th chapter Vivechan in English. Before taking prayer, I would like to tell you some few points, guidelines for online interpretation sessions. Dear participants, if you facing any technical issue during the session, please follow these suggestions. No sound. If you are facing no sounds, plug in your headphones and increase the volume. Chat, chat box blinking continuously. Tap on the bell icon, the right side top right corner to mute notification. Third, voice breaking or cutting. Check your internet connectivity. If possible, use Wi-Fi instead of mobile data. Screen not visible. Click on start video in a Zoom app. Your video sign, click on that button. So you will see. Screen is blurry. If you are facing your screen is blurry, this happened due to slow internet. Right now in our Gujarat, heavy rainfalls, so might be possible screen is blurry due to internet connectivity. Switch your network if possible. Zoom keeps disconnecting. You are facing problems in a connecting issue. So you can also watch the session via YouTube link instead of Zoom. If Zoom suddenly close, rejoin using the meeting links. Thank you very much for your patience. Now move on. Let's take prayer first with the calm minds and open hearts. I now invite Siva Jyoti Didi from Visakhapatnam. She has joined Geeta Pariwar in November 2024. She is doing Seva as a GC and technical assistant in L1 and L2 group. Welcoming you, Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णो वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णो वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you very much, Didi, for your sweet voice. Thank you. I think someone has raised a hand. Gupta ji. Didi, please unmute Deepak Gupta
भैया
ji.
हो गया उनको पोस्ट कर अपने ही है। ही इज अ टीम मेंबर।
Yes, bhaiya.
No problem, Bhaiya. Shraddha Didi has joined.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you want to say something. Okay, so we move on. After the prayer, as per our rituals, moving on the Deep Prajwalan. Deep Prajwalan, enlightening our Zoom room. I would like to invite for Deep Prajwalan Tamisetti Rauji. She is from Hyderabad. She is doing Seva as a GC and technical assistant in Geeta Pariwar. So I welcoming Tamisetti Rauji from Hyderabad.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you. Sorry. So now it is most awaited part of this session is a Vivechan. So I would like to tell you before Vivechan session start. So our new batch of Learngeeta is starting from 31st October 2025. So I'm telling and I'm taking a proud to announce that our new language introduced in Geeta Pariwar is a Manipuri language from starting 31st October 2025. We are having 33 time slots and 14 language, regional language. So as you are aware about the other language, Hindi, English, Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Manipuri, Assami, Sindhi, Nepali. So please tell to your near and dear for joining new LG batch from 31st October 2025. Thank you. So now I would like to welcome for today's Vivechan of chapter 7th, most senior and respectful Shraddha Raodeo ji. She is disciple of Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giri ji Maharaj and deeply committed to Geeta Pariwar's mission. Blessed by Pujya Swami ji with the title of President of Geeta Pariwar, Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. She is associated with the Geeta Pariwar's online Geeta classes since its second batch, August 2020. She is the trainer of first ever jail class at Learngeeta, where inmates under her guidance memorized 12 chapters by Kaidi and successfully cleared the Pathik exam by jail scale. Laid the foundation of the monitoring team at Learngeeta and led it over 2.5 years. Currently leading the literature publication proofreading team of Learngeeta for 13 languages. Also serving as a Vivechak interpreter for online Geeta classes, conducting weekly interpretation sessions, and offers seva in various departments of Learngeeta Parivar. She is amazing teachers as well, teaching Śrīmad-Bhagavad online Geeta, offline Geeta classes to kids and working for Bal Sanskar to impart Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to children for over a decade. And she holds BE Electronic and postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. She has worked as a mobile application developer and team lead more than 13 years in the corporate sector, and now not taking too much time for sweet voice and calm minds, our Shraddha Raodeo Didi ji, welcome you.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya, it's a pleasure seeing you. Jai Shri Krishna everybody. A very, very warm welcome to this session, all of you. Let us all begin. Before I begin, I wanted to confirm, Didi Bhaiya, if I'm audible, if I'm clearly
Yes,
audible.
Didi. Yes,
Yes,
Didi.
Didi, very well.
Yes, audible, Didi.
Okay, thank you so much. So let us begin. Today we will be starting the 7th chapter, which in itself is a very beautiful, blissful chapter. So let us begin by remembering Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings we all are here. Let us start by praying to him. Let us all pray together. Hari Om. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Bhartaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshidीं Bhagavatīं Ashtadashaധ്यायिनीं अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् ॐ श्री गुरवे नमः ॐ श्री कृष्णाय नमः Hari Om. A very, very warm welcome to this session, all of you. It is such a pleasure to introduce this chapter to all of you on the eve of the day when we are entering the 40th year of Geeta Pariwar. I am very, very happy. Just some time back, even it was told Geeta Pariwar is entering its 40th year. Tomorrow is the Divas of Geeta Pariwar. And we are so blessed to be discussing this beautiful chapter on the eve of this evening when we are all set to enter our 40th year. Why I say so? Because this Bhagavad Gita, this Geeta Pariwar has the most critical, most instrumental realization for most of us to be uplifting ourselves. It has been very instrumental in giving the real shape to our life, to giving a meaningful aim for our life, and that doing something like this, working for Geeta Parivar in itself, adds lot of meaning to this entire life. This Manusha Janma, there is a difference between living and just living for the sake of living and living meaningfully. There is a beautiful saying in English: great men live not in years but by deeds. Adi Shankaracharya, when he left this world, he was only 32 years old. But look at the impact his life has had on this entire human race. Not just India, not just few people, not just few generations. Whatever we do, how much do we earn? What do? We earn is enough for us for next few generations, max to max, that they will remember us. After that, great grandchildren, their children, they won't even remember us. But think about us. Great people like Adi Shankaracharya, Tilak ji, Savarkar ji, Gandhi ji, all these great people, they have not lived. Subhash Chandra Bose ji, all these. Recently, we had the birthday of Abdul Kalam ji. Whatever work they all have done for the country, for the human race, that is going to be remembered for many more generations. They have lived their life in the real sense. They all, one thing common across all these people is the knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Another thing common to all of them is what? They all were, they all had their principle deeply established in Bhagavad Bhakti, that is the devotion towards God. They all were dedicated towards Samaj Seva. They all were dedicated to whatever has been told in Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita, whatever is devoted to God. They all worked. Their work is the seva, devotion towards Parampita Paramatma. And that is exactly what is the foundation of our Geeta Parivar. Swamiji has laid this Geeta Parivar, had laid the founding principles for Geeta Parivar around these principles. And all these principles are common across all people, and we are very have Geeta Parivar in our lives that we can use principles and add some meaning to our life. And this chapter also is all about adding meaning to our lives. The name of this chapter, you all know, is Jnana Vijnana Yoga. It tells us about the deep knowledge. And Vijnana is what? It is the applied knowledge. In layman terms, Vijnana has a very deep meaning. But in layman terms, it has a deeper meaning. The very simple meaning is the applied knowledge. All these things, all the things that we spoke about, the divinity, all these things are interconnected. All this interlinking is done in this particular chapter. All this interlinking is done in particular. All this interlinking as an organization we see in Parivar, and that is why today it is a matter of great pleasure to me to contemplate upon this chapter and to we celebrate the Utsav. The Diwali has just happened, but for all us Karyakartas, for all the sadhaks associated with Geeta Parivar, tomorrow is also a new festival for all of us that we enter into our 40th year. And with filling our hearts with gratitude towards Geeta Parivar, filling our hearts with gratitude and pranam, namaskar towards Param Puja Gurudev. Let us all start with this chapter. What is this chapter all about? Where is the seed of this chapter? Where is this chapter originating from? Why was the necessity for this chapter to be separated as a different topic altogether in this Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā? We all know that the entire Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā consists of 18 chapters. Broadly, we can say all these 18 chapters can be divided into three broad sections. The first to the sixth chapter is more dedicated towards the Karma Yoga. We all have seen the third chapter, the fifth chapter. All these chapters, Karma Yoga, Karma Jnana, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Karma Yoga, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. All these things are more or less focusing on what? On the Karma Yoga. And then from the seventh chapter onwards, we will see that this chapter starts focusing on the knowledge, the bhakti. Now, the knowledge that is spoken about in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, this bhakti that is mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, and we should always remember that it is enshrined upon knowledge. Swamiji always says that this bhakti that we speak about, it is jnana-adhishthit bhakti. This devotion is not just that we have faith just because Shri Krishna has told we are believing. That is not the case. This knowledge, this bhakti, this devotion is enshrined upon knowledge. And that is why very rightly in Geeta Parivar we give lot of importance to the Vaijnanic Drishti, to the scientific perspective towards everything, to the scientific perspective towards our Sanskriti, and a scientific perspective we are also trying to derive out of this Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. So this entire thing, this from the 7th chapter till the 12th chapter, you will see they are all primarily revolving around devotion, and from the 13th chapter to 18th chapter, they are again focusing more on the knowledge centric. They are more knowledge centric chapters. So when we enter towards this devotion from this 7th chapter, it starts on a very beautiful note, but this starts as a parishishta, as an appendix to what we have learned in the previous chapter, that is the 6th chapter. The very seed of the 7th chapter is in the ending part of the the very seed of the 7th chapter is in the ending part of the 6th chapter. It is very difficult to measure the depth of this chapter, but it's a beautiful chapter. This chapter will open the gateway towards bhakti, towards devotion. Now, how does it open this gate? We will see its roots in the sixth chapter. Where does the sixth chapter end? The Atma Sanyama Yoga. Towards the end of this chapter, Shri Krishna has emphasized upon one important word, the yoga. Yoga and samatva, these are two. It is like that one musical note. If you sing a song, that song revolves around one particular rag. Sometimes Bhupali Rag, all other. There is this, those who are students of Shastriya Sangeet, they will know that there is a prime note which generates the whole music. The prime note of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā is Samatva and Yoga, and you will see they both are synonymous. Samatva is equanimity, and Shri Krishna in the ending of the sixth chapter, he emphasizes this and gives a directive to Arjun. What is that directive? Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. The whole shlok, if you see this ending part of the sixth chapter. Okay, why are we discussing this? The Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita was not a conversation where Shri Krishna said, okay, wait, now the fifth chapter is over. Now I will tell you the sixth chapter. No, it was not told like this. This was a continuous conversation, a continuous samvad, a discussion. It was a conversation between Arjun and Shri Krishna. It was not that Shri Krishna had not read Bhagavad Gita and he was not reciting it for us. This was a continuous conversation. This compartmentalization of Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita, the division into various chapters, has been done by Bhagwan Veda Vyasji. We all are aware of these things. The Bhagwan Veda Vyasji did it for our own benefit, for our benefit, that we should be able to comprehend these properly. So after learning about this Dhyana Yoga, what Sri Krishna has said, tapasvibhyo yogi dhyanebhyo pimatodhikaha karmibhyashadhiko yogi tasmad yogi bhavarjana. Sri Krishna has asserted that yogi is superior to a tapasvi and ascetic who performs yoga. Then the scholars who study Shastra, the Jnani, he is more superior than that yogi. So, if you all in Maharashtra, there was a great saint called Sangdev Maharaj who has lived for 1400 years. So much yoga he must have done to be able to live for that long. But after his life, after living for those many years also, Jnaneshwar Maharaj made him realize that your life, you have lived a very long life, but it is a very empty life. A small Muktabai, sister of Jnaneshwar Maharaj, she touched the forehead and said, this is empty. And Jnaneshwar Maharaj explained why it is empty. So, by knowledge, your yoga will be completed. And more than scholar, a ritualistic person, a person who follows karma yoga, karmibhyascha dhiko yogi, he is more superior to them. And so, amongst all the yogis, amongst everything, what Shri Krishna says that, hey Arjun, you have to be superior amongst all of them. You have to be a yogi. Karmebhyascha dhiko yogi. Karma, one person is following karma yoga, but even in that, the one who is a yogi, he will be the most superior. So become a yogi. So yoga is not something we celebrate International Yoga Day. That yoga is not. It's very, very peripheral, very superficial. It is just the starting. Now, further, what Shri Krishna says is much more interesting. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. What is the characteristic of the yogi? Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktataho mataha. The one who is connected to me, madgatena antaratmana. Means what? The one whose soul is completely dissolved in me, completely absorbed in me. Madgatena antaratmana. So there are different levels of devotion. We all are dedicated to Shri Krishna. We all are dedicated to God. Some people have faith in different gods. किसी का श्री राम में है. Somebody might be Shri Krishna's devotee. We have Panduranga's devotees. We have Devi's devotees. Whatever it is, but in the end, we all are devoted. We are devoted, but our souls are in our body. How am I looking? How am I dressed up? How will I take care of my family? Where innermost consciousness connected to, that defines what kind of person we become. That defines where our life will be headed. That defines where we are ultimately going to reach, where our consciousness is combined to, where our consciousness is joined. Yoga is an activity of what? Joining. Where has our consciousness joined? Wo yoga, that will be deciding what kind of life we will be shaped in, what shape our life is going to take. So here two important things that Shri Krishna is telling about. योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मनां श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः. This word yukta means a yogi here. Yuktatama. Here Shri Krishna doesn't wait at just being a yukta, doesn't stop at being a yogi. He says yuktatama. Amongst them also the most superior amongst them. So yukta tama, uttara uttama, the superlative degree is used here, that who is the best amongst yogis. These the two important characteristics Sri Krishna has mentioned. Madgatena antaratmana means the mind is completely absorbed in me. And Shraddhavan bhajate, he devoutly worships me. Bhajate means worshiping, but not just worshipping. How we worship puja, some people I've seen in the morning worshipping here. So puja is going on, and hello, I am doing puja. On the phone they will be talking. Some aunties I've seen, they are doing puja in the back end. They are talking, ye kar le, wo kar le, and then simultaneously doing puja. Not that. Shri Krishna is very choosy. Me only. Your mind should be focused on me only. Shraddhavan bhajate, not just bhajate, but doing it with full concentration, devout worshipping me. Their conscience is completely so devotion, not just devoted to me, hooked in devotion. They are yukta tama. So these three words, yukta is a yogi, normal yogi. Yukta tara, slightly superior, but yukta tama is the best among all. Who was now Mirabai? We don't do any kind of yoga, asana, what, but her mind is completely devoted in Shri Krishna. उनके सिवा कुछ दिखा ही नहीं. She is not seen any other tattva except Shri Krishna. What yoga has she done? But Madgate Nantarat, Antaratma was completely connected to Shri Krishna. So such a person. So Shri Krishna has sowed the seed of devotion with this shlok, that Madgate Nantaratmana. And then this chapter will walk us through the most superior type of knowledge. What is Jnana? What is Vignan? What is Samagra Jnan? All these terms will be gradually introduced in this chapter. So we understand that what we are trying to say, what will we say in Om Tat Saditi Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam. It is Brahma Vidya. It is not just, see, some people, now that we all are sadhaks, you all are level 3 sadhaks, you should know the depth of what we are exploring. Some people so nicely say, हाँ अरे तो गीता पढ़ रहे हैं. What? अरे गीता, we are learning Brahma Vidya. We are not just settling down to something which is very inferior, but as somebody has said, this conversation, so general description we give about Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, but always remember, and this chapter is there to remind us that we are not just learning a song of Krishna, we are learning Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra, Brahma Vidya Yoga Shastra. then it is a part of Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvada. That is a different thing. But remember, we are learning Brahma Vidya. It is the most superior knowledge. That knowledge is getting introduced in this chapter. This is what we are trying to understand. So, this first chapter, the first slok of this chapter is very important. Why? Because it includes the essence. This is what we are discussing. This essence of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā is this includes first shlok of this chapter. It also serves as a means of achieving that ultimate knowledge. Let us see what is told by Sri Krishna in the first shlok. Shri Vanuvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yoganyun Shrayah Asaunshayam Samagram Mai Yatha Jnyasyasi Tachrunu. What Sri Krishna says here, he listen Arjun, what am I going to tell you? My Nyasyasi Tachrunu. Understand what I'm telling you. Mam, what I'm going to tell you is going to help you understand me. Manyasyasi. Mam Nyasyasi. You will know me. Nyasyasi, you shall know whom? You shall know me. Tachrunu. So, in the first phrase itself, he tells what is the crux of this entire chapter. By understanding in totality, where are we heading to? We are heading to understanding what is Paramatma, not just Sri Krishna. Krishna is not that personified Murli Vale Sri Krishna. No, here he Sri Bhagavan Vacha and not Sri Vasudeva Vacha, Sri Krishna Vacha. It is Sri Bhagavan Vacha. What is Bhagavan? What is that Paramatma Tattva? Paramatma means who? We were just discussing that we are learning Brahma Vidya. According to our scriptures, Paramatma is equivalent to Brahma. And this jnana, we will see further, but you will also understand our scriptures say this Brahma is equivalent to jnana. Brahma is the ultimate jnana, it is the ultimate knowledge. This is where Shri Krishna wants to take us. What Shri Krishna is saying, that you will understand me. By saying understand me, it does not mean that you will understand Shri Krishna, the form of Paramatma. No, he means you will understand Sri Bhagavan, you will understand Paramatma Tattva. What is the Brahma Tattva? That's what. So Shri Krishna, Arjuna already knows what we have to understand, that it is not just knowing him as a person, but knowing him. Now, knowing how Shri Krishna, he will see when we talk about knowing also is of different levels. Just now we were talking about Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Now you ask some small children, if you just go and ask, do you know Geeta? They will say, yes, yes, I know. My grandmother reads, no, every time she has joined Learngeeta classes, she is reading, she is learning Geeta. That child knows Geeta. Now, if you go and ask, say, that mother has learned 12th chapter, she will say, I know Geeta, Bhakti Yoga, I have it has 18 chapters. Mother's knowledge is little more than the child's knowledge. Then you ask the grandmother, she is a student of Learngeeta. What she will say? I know. Oh, we are at the 7th chapter now. I've read so many chapters, very beautiful. Her knowledge is deeper than the mother's knowledge. Then we ask someone else, the knowledge, the level of knowing will also keep on increasing. You ask Swamiji, he is living Bhagavad Gita. There is depth to every knowledge, isn't it? So, we also know Bhagwan hai, but the depth with which we know God, that has to be increased. So, this is where Shri Krishna is taking us. We know Himalaya, we know somebody who lives in Rishikesh in the Himalayan regions, they will know Himalayas better than us. But if you see, there are so many secret caves, so many secret ashrams hidden within the Himalayan range. All that who will know? There is no way of knowing. It is so vast. One geographical portion on this earth can have so many secrets. This is Brahma Jnana. Imagine how deep it is. How deep it is going to be, how what depth Shri Krishna is talking about. Understand this depth. And thus Shri Krishna says, why I am telling you these days, because in this shlok one assurance Shri Krishna has given. What is that assurance? You will know me in totality, samagram. And not only samagra, samagra means totality. You will know me in totality. That is one big assurance. And asanshayam. We also know little bit. But how is our knowing? ऐसा मुझे लगता है, after telling confidently, if 2-3 people ask us question, what we will say? ऐसा लगता है, I might be wrong, but it could be this, it could be that. Our knowing is always full of doubts. It will have certain amount of confusion around it. We will not know it firmly, but what Shri Krishna says, listen to what I'm telling you, Arjun. What I'm going to tell you is going to make you understand what is good, what is God. Undoubtedly, you will understand, and in totality, you will understand. That is what Shri Krishna is assuring. So, these important things. So, until and unless we put that, so the second line is more important, because where are we heading? We have to first understand. To know Sri Bhagavan, to know God, to know that Brahma Tattva in totality, without doubt, we want to know Him. And Sri Krishna says, if you understand this chapter thoroughly, you are going to understand all this. But subject to few conditions. Everything doesn't come easy, and the Brahma Vidya hai. It comes with some conditions. What are they? Shri Krishna says, for this, you have to be Maya Saktamana. What does that mean? Mai Asaktamana. Where is our mind fixed? Where our mind is fixed? What are my children doing? In the mind, when we are doing puja, when we are doing some other thing, some people, even while they are doing their job, sometimes they are still thinking what to cook for dinner, what to do in my office, all these things. Though we are doing puja, though we are doing all our basic things, where is our mind actually attached? Mai asakta. Our mind ideally should be attached to where? To Shri Krishna. So where your mind is asakta, there Shri Krishna is saying your mind should be asakta on me. Initially Shri Krishna has told that you have to be asakta, but here the asakti, in the previous chapters you must have learned. But where should the asakti be? See, mind has a natural magnetic tendency to get attached somewhere or the other. We cannot say that my mind is not attached anywhere. That is impossible in this human body. But then if it has to be attached, where should we attach it? To the Parampita Paramatma. Mai Asakta. Let us attach our minds to where our faith, our devotion is, to the Paramatma. Second thing Shri Krishna has told is Madashrayaha. A devotee has to take shelter in me. They have to, the ashray is what? Ashray is where we take shelter. We have taken shelter where? In our homes, on this earth. Our home is where? In this country. So we are dedicated towards Bharat Mata. Then Bharat Mata is where? In Asia. And then we also do puja of Prithvi Mata. Why? Because we are ashrit on them. We are totally dependent on them. Without them, we cannot be living, we cannot survive. We are ashrit. And what Shri Krishna says? Madashrayah. You take shelter in me. You completely dependent on me. You completely surrender to me. How a devotee should be? Devotee should be fully ashrit on God. He needs nothing. We should have full devotion that He is my Parampita Paramatma. Full dependence on God. So, what does that dependence mean? Madashraya, what does that dependence mean? Means whatever the sentence that Swamiji uses in this context is very beautiful. विचारों का आधार ही भगवान है. विचारों का आधार ही भगवान है means what? The very basis form all my thoughts is Parampita Paramatma. He is the very basis of my thought. I am doing something, and why I was saying that this connects me so deeply with Geeta Pariwar's principles is the very first principle that we work on is Bhagavad Bhakti. When we conduct our Bal Sanskar Shivir, the training that is imparted by Swamiji and by Satya, Shubhaya and all our senior trainers, what do they say? That in each of the child who is come for the Bal, you have to see an ounce, a fraction of Dharma in those children. They are all these children. When we Geeta Pariwar at Learngeeta, when teaching, when we are doing these training sessions, meeting all the sadhaks who come, each one of you is that Paramatma Tattva. The trainer is not teaching some sadhak. He's not considering this. He is doing this seva. The trainers, as trainers, we all Gita Sevis are doing this seva, considering that there is a Paramatma Tattva in each one of you. And all of us should ultimately develop that kind of vision. That is what Sri Krishna says, Madashrayaha, basis of your thoughts, the very basis of every act that you do. Once Paramatma becomes the basis of your thoughts, automatically he will become what? The basis of your actions. Automatically he will become the basis of your speech. He will automatically become the basis of everything that you do. And that is what will define Shraya. And Sri Krishna says Yogam Yunjan, Yogai Yunjan means what? The real intrinsic relationship that we have with God is yoga. So this yoga is what? Accept that relationship with God. And now here there are three things. Owing to that self-evident relationship, what we do? Because I am Paramatma, everyone around me, Sarva, where Sarva Bhutat, Shri Krishna has himself said that I am present in all the creatures. When he is present everywhere, what we have to do? Meaning this equanimity with everyone. That equanimity with in all circumstances. Somebody is praising me, we feel so nice. It's very easy to see Paramatma Tattva in somebody who is praising you, who is helping you, who is liking you. But being able to see in the same Paramatma Tattva somebody who is criticizing you is not that easy. That is what Shri Krishna wants us. Go beyond these dualities and learn to connect with me. That is yoga. Yogai Yunjan. So continue your path of devotion such that you are always connected to me, and everything should go beyond these dualities. Not that only in happy times, in happy times we are ready, but the moment some sorrow comes in the life, ये भगवान ने मुझे क्या दे दिया? When good time comes, oh everything, see so much wealth we have earned. We have worked very, very hard to buy that car. We have worked so hard. I did so much hard work to bring up my children. But once sorrow comes, ये ईश्वर ने मुझे क्या दे दिया? What God has given me sorrow. We send it to, it is our own karma. Our sorrow is our own karma. But we want to push it to whom? Man. That is what happens with us. We are bound by these dualities. The day we go these dualities and get attached to this Paramatma, then how our thinking will be? Happiness has come to me. It is because of God. In Diwali, if I have bought a new car and I have brought something new in the house, hey Paramatma, thank you. I have got it. My children have become very educated. Somebody has become doctor, engineer. Kripa hai that they have become this. It is the kripa, it is the offering, it is a blessing of Paramatma that I have been able to give these facilities to my children, that they are able to study in some good school. They are able to learn Bhagavad Gita. All this is God's blessings. Somebody who is ashrit, madashraya, the way these people will think, it will be like this. If some sorrow comes, oh, mere paap honge, I must have committed some sins, but God is great. He will take me out of this sorrow. That is the faith of a Yogin Yunjan Madashraya of such a person. This is a difference in the both the perspectives. So once you are having all these three things, once you fall in all these categories, once you get these characteristics within you, one by one, Maya Saktavana, Maya Madashraya, Yoga in Yunjan, when you have these things, what will happen? Hey Arjuna, Samshayam Samagram Mam Yathadnyastasi. You will understand me completely, asamshayam, undoubtedly, and in totality, you will understand me. So, after telling how a person can know how, after telling how a person can know him completely, to know Paramatma completely, these are the litmus test, the entrance test to understand Paramatma is these three characteristics. Now, after you get all these characteristics, once you achieve that, Shri Krishna tells, what am I going to tell you further? That is what Shri Krishna introduces in the next shloka. Having told that you can understand me totality in totality, after telling how you can understand me in totality, what is the patrata, what is the basic character you require to understand me in totality, after that he says, now listen, you will understand me in totality. What about me are you going to understand? ज्ञानन्तेऽहं सविज्ञानम् इदं वक्ष्याम्यशेषतः यज्ञात्वा नेह भूयोऽन्यत् ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते. Such an important sentence. ज्ञानन्तेऽहं सविज्ञानम् Vijnanam idam vakshamya asheshatah. What he declared, what he is declaring, that I am going to give you complete knowledge, complete jnana, and not just knowledge, vijnana. What is jnana? Is knowledge. Already he has told samagra knowledge I am going to give, that is complete knowledge. And not only knowledge, but with that vishesha jnana, special knowledge, vijnana. Jnana is knowledge of self, knowing by yourself. Now, here when Shri Krishna talks about Vijnana, in general terms, say in a normal layman terms, jnana is what? Knowing that, knowing something. Suppose I'm cooking. I know it. Everything has to be heated. The food, the vessel has to be heated, and then it is going to be cooked. That is a normal jnana. Not touching that vessel while cooking, that is vijnana. Understanding that it is hot, it hurts. If you are, that is also, that is applied knowledge. There are some people, now we have, if somebody has to cook, they will have, there are so many recipe books now. You see, there are huge lot of recipe books. Some people have this habit of scrolling through that YouTube and all, that are continuous recipes they will watch. Now, if somebody says, I know everything about cooking because I have read hundreds of recipe books, whole day I am scrolling these recipe reels, I can cook in best possible manner. Will you be convinced, but has never cooked a single meal in the entire life? Okay. Somebody who has never cooked a single meal in the entire life, but has read all hundreds of recipe books, has seen all the recipes on YouTube, are they eligible to be called a jnani, vignan, or do they have? But somebody who has not seen any of it, but has cooked for 20, 25, our grandmothers, they have cooked for 50, 60 years. The taste that will come from their hands, the delicacies that they made, that is they have experienced that knowledge. That is vijnana. What Sri Krishna says, I will not only give you that knowledge, you should have the experience of that knowledge, that anubhuti. That knowledge is very, very important. So, I will not only tell you the knowledge, I will also tell you how to apply that knowledge, the applied knowledge. The Atma Jnana that he is talking about here is, am I this body? And the knowledge that he is talking about is, am I that body? And the Vijnana that he is talking about is realization of that knowledge. Just to elaborate this example, if somebody says, if somebody visits from outside abroad and says, I've heard about Rasgulla, very, very tasty Rasgulla, you can define it is spongy, white in color, or it is sometimes oval, sometimes circular. It is dipped in sugar syrup. It tastes very sweet. The person will understand. But then somebody, if just they take from the shop one rasgulla and hand it over to that person, tourist, and says, "This is rasgulla, eat it," then that tourist will understand what exactly is this rasgulla. Then they will understand that is experiencing the real knowledge. The knowledge of rasgulla is it is in this shape, it is found in West Bengal, more prominently found in West Bengal. All these things is knowledge about. But once you experience it, then you know, how sweet, how tasty. All that is known only when you experiencing about self. You will understand this knowledge, but when you experience the love of Sri Krishna, when you experience what is Paramatma, what is he here for, how is he associated with us, when we experience it, it is a different bliss altogether. Shri Krishna says, this is what I am going to tell you, asheshataha, without leaving any residues. I will not leave anything. I will tell you completely. Hmm? And he doesn't just stop at saying asheshataha. He says asheshataha in itself it means completely. Further, he elaborates yajñātva neha bhuyo nyajñātavyam avashishyate. What a beautiful thing he says. I will tell you all this in totality, completely I will tell you, and after knowing all this is so important that there will be nothing more left to know. One very beautiful thing in the life of Einstein, somebody had just told him, you are so, intelligent, you know so many things. Now see the knowledge of these great people, how they say, Jnana, they say this knowledge, somebody said you are so knowledgeable, what this person says, Jnana is so vast. It is like an ocean. From this, I just know one drop of it. What is left to be known is much more vaster than what I know. But what Sri Krishna says here, after telling you whatever I am planning to tell you, after telling this, there is nothing more that will be left to be told. That is the difference. Whatever, no matter how much we study, no matter how many things we try to learn, there is always something going to be left to be known. No matter how much we explore, there is something that remains. And that there is a lot, and not there's not just something, there is an ocean of things that is left to be known. Sri Krishna says, after knowing what I'm trying to explain you, there is nothing that remains untold. That is never anything left to know. After knowing all this, it feels so great. Sri Krishna is telling something so important, so important, so rare. It is like a diamond that we are know. Diamond is a very small word. It is so precious, so precious. I don't have any equivalent, thing to tell how precious it is. So many such good things about what he is, what we will feel. There must be many people who want to know it, isn't it? लगता है कि अरे so important thing he is telling, then many people would want to know. But what Shri Krishna says, that's not the case. Unfortunately, fortunately, we don't know. But what Shri Krishna says, it is so important. Yet, manasyanam sahasreshu kaschadhyatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhadam kaschan mao veti tatvatah. What Shri Krishna says that we want to know. You all are here. We all want to know. Manoj, what he says, out of thousands of people, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, already Manushyanam billions, millions, so many people, amongst them thousands of people make an attempt to learn this. Kaschid yatati siddhaye. Yatati means make an attempt to learn this, to learn this great knowledge. There are a few thousand who try to do. And among those who try, Out of those, now those who are trying, Shri Krishna says, out of them some attain siddhi. So amongst those siddha purush also, yatatam api siddhanam kaschan mau vetti tatvata, there is extremely small fraction of people who understand me in totality, who are able to understand me. This tattvataha, who understand me tattvataha, by the fundamentals. They understand me. That's so important. Is saying, see, very, very easy example. We know that the more precious the thing is, the number of people are there to buy it. If you go to a market, you go buy aloo, tomato, this onion, tomato, potato, all these things. You go to a vegetable market, the crowd is more in the vegetable market compared to that in the jeweler's shop. The jeweler's shop is there. So more precious the thing is, the lesser amount of people are following it or pursuing it or trying to buy it. Same thing, this knowledge is extremely precious. Not everybody can pursue it. Not everybody would be attracted to it because ये सबके बस की बात ही नहीं है. Everyone is not capable of understanding. Everyone will not have the desire to understand this. So, among so many thousands, very few make a genuine effort to understand this. And amongst those Siddha Purush also, among them Siddha people also, Kaschin Mau Veti Tattvataha. Very few will be understanding me in totality. Tattvataha. Asamshayam samagram mind. Asamshayam. That is what Shri Krishna said. Asamshayam samagram. So that is understanding in totality. Tattvataha means what? Means knowing by principle. Fundamentally understanding something, that is knowing tattvataha. If I give a piece of diamond to a jeweler, what he will say? Oh, this is very precious, so many lakh rupees, so many crore rupees it is costing, it must be from this kind of mine, etc., etc. And if you show him a piece of charcoal, he will just hold and he'll throw it off. It is not of any use to a jeweler. Now, both these pieces, if you take it in front of a scientist, he will say, oh, this charcoal, and fundamentally, they both are same. They both are made of carbon. It is just that the diamond is under a different temperature and pressure, and that is why its shape is different, but the coal is on lesser temperature pressure, so it has this black shape. Fundamentally, for a scientist, they both are same. Tatvataha, fundamentally. That is what is the meaning of this word. Fundamentally, they will know. So, that is why somebody who knows Paramatma, fundamentally, Tatvataha, the one who understands, will never see these two as different. Will never see a dog and a cow and a chicken and a buffalo as different. All our animals will get equal. ऐसा नहीं मेरा pet dog है, but they will love it. A stray dog, you beat it, you eat it, do whatever it is. No, Sarva, all of them are equal. That kind of vision is knowing Tattvataha fundamentally. So such a person will understand me fundamentally, knowing me in totality. Now, so understand the whole crux of this chapter is knowing Sri Krishna, knowing Paramatma Tattva in totality. The whole crux of this chapter is around this. So, with that background, Sri Krishna starts explaining what is the entire this prakriti around us. The world around us, Paramatma, we want to start, we start with knowing the world around us. Knowing him in totality, Sri Krishna starts explaining in the next two shlokas. Bhumiralo vayukham mano buddhirev cha ahankara iti amme bhinna prakritirashtadha अपरीयमितस्त्वन्यां विद्धि मे पराम् इव भूतां महाबाहो ययेदन्धार्यते जगत्. What Shri Krishna gives the worldly knowledge first. What is the worldly knowledge? The things that we see around us. Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha. This entire description, Prakriti up till Prakriti Rashtada, Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara iti yamme bhirta Prakriti Rashtada. This entire stroke is talking about what? The eightfold Prakriti. Different character, the 8 different parameters which make this world, this matter. What are these? Bhumi, that is Apaha, water, the Rastat, liquid tattva, Apa, that is the fire, Vayuhu, air, Kham, the space around us, Mana, the mind, Buddhi, intellect, Ahankar, the Ahankar, we just literally translate it into ego. In normal our Indian languages, we just term it as ego, but ahankar in Sanskrit and especially in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, it is about knowing about oneself, understanding that the I-ness, understanding the I-ness about oneself is ahankar. Then iti is thus. So these 8. Bhumi, Apa, Anala, Vayu, Kham, Mana, Buddha. All these 8, but they are Prakriti Rashtadha. How is the order of all these things? Clearly from the gross to the micro. The things which are clearly visible. Bhumi, Apa, very easily we can see the earth, the water, fire, Vayu, Kham. Then it becomes like slightly we cannot see, but we can see space around us. Then comes the subtle thing, buddhi. Money nobody can see, but the thoughts that are the thoughts that are coming, that indicates that we have a man. Buddhi, how we are thinking, what we are doing, which direction we are working in. It shows from the actions, but we cannot actually see the buddhi. Ahankara, the feeling of I-ness, all more subtle things. Iya me bhinna ashthada prakriti. These constitute the divisions of what? My eightfold prakriti. This matter is the lower prakriti. This is the lower prakriti. Apareyam tastvanyam. What Shri Krishna says, this is apara prakriti. So basically, here describing the 2 types of prakriti, the para and the apara prakriti. This eightfold prakriti, these 8 things which we can see or we can feel. The apara prakriti, the prakriti we can say of the little order. And then this is carried by what? The which is a higher prakriti. What is the para prakriti? Then he tells about his para prakriti, which is basically what? The sentient, the energy. What is the para prakriti? First he has said apareyamitastvanyam prakriti vidhi me param. Now these above that, the 4th shlok, whatever he has mentioned, these are the apara prakriti, and he mentions that prakriti me param. Now listen to what is my para prakriti. What is the para prakriti? Shri Krishna has mentioned, Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho Yayedan Dharyate Jagat. That very life element, which is what? Which is holding the entire universe, which is upholding this entire universe, which is upholding the very life element. Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho. This para prakriti is the superior prakriti. It is the life-giving prakriti. It is that dynamic, it is that inert energy which is driving, which is bringing mobility, which is bringing life to this entire world. This higher prakriti of Parampita Paramatma, it is the superior prakriti which is mobilizing it. We cannot see it. For instance, now we are having a conversation over Zoom. All these equipments that we are operating on are operating on electricity. We all electricity exists. How many of you have actually electricity? None. We cannot see. But I know it is existing because it is flowing in this lamp and it is lighting that lamp. Because lamp is able to light itself, I know that the electricity is running in it. Without that, I will not know. I am able to see from my eyes. My eyes, there are who cannot see even though they have eyes. Even a normal body, lifeless body will have eyes, it cannot see. The fact that I am able to open my eyes and able to see means there is something within it which is giving it the power to see. Yayedandharyate jagat. It is that life element which is responsible for not only just creating this universe, it is also for running, operating this universe. In English, we say Bhagwan is translated God. God, the full form of God, Jana, operator, and then the dissolver of the universe. So that is that para prakriti is the one which is responsible for the creation of all these things. It is responsible for operating and sustaining this entire life, and ultimately is going to get dissolved into that Parashakti, the Para Prakriti of Paramatma. This is that Para Prakriti which we are talking about. And what Sri Krishna elaborates further about it, Etadhyonini bhuta sarvani tyupadharaya aham kritsnasya jagatah bhavah pralayas tatha. These different creations in this universe, all of them, they are created by combination of what? This para prakriti and the apara prakriti. All this is created only when these two come together. We see the world around us. As we discussed, that electricity is expressing itself through the filament in the bulb. It cannot express itself otherwise. Similarly, this para prakriti, it can if it wants to. The electricity is just an example. It is just an indicative about the para prakriti. But just that this city is manifesting itself as a light, this para is manifesting itself in the form of this. So, in this form of the para prakriti. So, similarly, the spirit, when it comes to function through different layers of matter, what happens? It is we are able to discover what is around us. Aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhava pralayas tatha. All these objects, they all objects are they are all created from what? From God, and again they are going to dissolve in Him. Whether we agree or not, but this entire thing has been created. We all believe that the God has created this world, but it is not that this God created the world and then just created and kept it aside and he is watching it from a distance. No, he created it. He became a part of it, and when the pralay comes, everything is going to get dissolved in it. Jagatah prabhava is creation, pralayas tatha. Everything ultimately get dissolved in it. So this is how this entire world this God has created. So this creation, and without Him, this entire creation is not possible. Without this God, there is nothing beyond it. There is nothing beyond. All this is coming now. When if you are just imagine you are standing near the near a seashore, at the near the seashore, if you are standing and you see these waves are coming towards you, what do we say? Do we say, oh, the ocean is coming towards me? No, it is the wave that is coming. And once that wave has come and it is washed off, and once it goes back, it is merged into the ocean. And then what we say, oh, look at the ocean. There we are not saying, oh, look at this, there is so many waves in it. We are talking about that, consider that total ocean, that samagra ocean, that Paramatma Tattva has created this Prakriti like that. We think we see everything in a singularity, but Paramatma Tattva is the one who is responsible for this entire creation. Ultimately, all these waves are going to go and get dissolved in him. And further, Krishna elaborates this very beautifully, very important point. He says, there is nothing beyond me. Mattah paratarannanyat kenchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaiva. As we are trying to understand different things with the help of different examples, Sri Krishna puts his own example here. He has coined a very beautiful example here. What he says, that there is nothing except me. There is nothing. See, just like when he says Matta Paratarannanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya Mai Sarvamidam Protam. Everything is because of him. See, if you look at a tree, a mango tree, for instance, that mango tree has come from what? This mango seed. When we look at the tree, when we look at that tree, is it that you are going to see the when you look at that tree, are you going to see the seed? We cannot see the seed. The seed is nowhere visible. But the very structure of this tree is not possible without the seed. You cannot imagine this tree without a seed. Matta paratara nanyat. It is not possible that that tree can come into existence without that seed. And again, for that seed to come, that tree is very, very required. But ultimately, that existence that is going to come from the seed. And what Sri Krishna says, he has created this entire universe and he is hidden inside this universe. For that, he has given a very beautiful example of a string of pearls. When we make a string of pearls, initially what is there? Only a string is there. And what we do? Slowly we start adding the pearls to it. Initially that string was visible. But now what has happened? Those pearls have covered the string. When you wear that pearl string, the string is nowhere visible. It is just a garland or a necklace that you see. You do not see the string that is there. That Sri Krishna says, I am like that string. I am the one who is holding all this thing together. When he says upholding everything, dharyate jagat, this is what he means. He has elaborated that shlok. Yayedam dharyate jagat, just like how that string is holding all the pearls together, and we are able to see only the beautiful string. But when that string, when that necklace is broken, then only you are going to understand what is the real form, what is the base that has made that necklace. But till then, what we see is that beautiful necklace. But what is holding it? It is that string which is holding it. That is the import. That is what Paramatma says, that is me. That Sutre Maniganaiva, that string is me, that Paramatma Tattva, it gets hidden and it is getting disappeared in that creation. But it is very much the very crux of what? The entire creation. It is the very, very crux of the entire creation. And after that, Sri Krishna just doesn't stop here. He starts elaborating further how I am very much present in this universe in every small things. I am hidden in this as a, like just like a string of that garland or pearl necklace. I am hidden in this universe everywhere. Where are those places? Where do we see his presence? That Shri Krishna gives by the help of some around 15 examples starting from the shlok number 8. We will see all those examples in the next session. With that, I offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev, with whose blessings we have Geeta Pariwar, with Geeta Pariwar's blessings we have Learngeeta, with Learngeeta's blessings we get this divine opportunity in our lives to study this beautiful scripture which is adding so much more meaning to our lives. Let us all offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself. Hari Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much for your patience listening, all of you. And we'll meet for the next session from the examples that Shri Krishna has given. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Didi. You have explained very well. Jnana Vijnana Yoga, 7th chapter. So can we start question and answer session?
Ji.
your permission.
Sure, sure, yes.
So please kindly raise your hand. So many, 2 or 3 hand raise. So I would like
Anybody
to
who
say
has any
Adarsh
query,
Bhaiya,
Shiva
please.
Kumari ji, please start your video so we can. Yes, Adarsh Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna Pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna, Devi. Devi, my question is shlok number 7.3.
Hmm.
Now, it looks like the journey is very difficult that we are trying to pursue. Because to reach to the ultimate level of that knowledge, now out of thousands, if very few are able to reach there, and out of that also very few are able to understand. So should we at all start this and pursue it?
It is difficult, but it is not impossible because many people have walked this life and they have reached the Paramatma also. So it is definitely not impossible. Difficult to hai, why? Because we have made it difficult. Actually, the way Shri Krishna puts it, it is not very difficult. वो तो कहते हैं सरल है. You just have to be devoted to me. But because we are attached in different things, our mind is getting attached to the things which are. See, it is a very simple thing. Somebody who is already, suppose, walking on the moon, he will feel, I have already reached here. He will feel, अरे it is easy. He is able to walk. हमको यहाँ से लगता है कितना दूर है. So where you are, that decides how difficult or easy it is for you. Where are you attached? Where is your proximity? If you are more close to the Paramatma, then that will become easier. If you are more close to the samsara, that looks easier. जो हमारे पास है वो ज्यादा सरल लगता है. So our complexity is only in the head. The complexity is not in the subject. So it is difficult. It is not because it is difficult. So if we have that wealth, one example I had told that many people go to buy vegetables, only few go to buy the jewel. Why? Because they are wealthy. So इनके पास बहुत पैसा है because they can afford it. What we have to do? We have to increase our affordability. We have to do so much satkarma that we have so much punya sanchay with us that punya only we are going to get closer to the Paramatma. So that is how we increase, increase the proximity towards Paramatma. Once we are closer to Him, then all these things will look much more doable. It is because we are still far. So that is why it is appearing difficult. But many people have lived this life. Many people have attained that kind of life. Not only we about the Satyug, I will not even talk about this. Even in Kali Yuga, Mirabai, even the saints that we see, Ram Saptasri Maharaj, our all saints that we see, and not just this. When Shri Krishna talks, the example that Shri Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita itself is of Janaka Maharaj, who has lived the life of a king, who has fulfilled all his life responsibilities and attained moksha. Sant Ekanath Maharaj has done his all family duties and attained moksha. So that is what I am saying. So there are different, wherever we are, we can still remain close to Parampita Paramatma and achieve it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. Shiva Kumari Didi, Jai Shri
Jai
Krishna.
Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri
Madam, this chapter is Jnana Vijnana Yoga, but it was included in Bhakti Yoga. Why not in Jnana section, Madam? It was included in Bhakti section, but why not in Jnana section, Madam?
See, because, no, it is both. Actually, after a certain level, they both converge into the same thing. See, knowledge of God is going to attract you to God and make you feel devoted towards God. If I don't know who is Bhagwan, मुझे करना ही नहीं लेना ही देना नहीं. If I feel that this Prakriti is only God, if I start believing, अरे what Bhagwan वगैरह कुछ नहीं, just live your life, earn money. People who will not have the knowledge of God, they will never be attracted to God. So the knowledge of God is going to take you towards bhakti. And when you are very, very devoted to Bhagwan, then only you are going to understand Him in totality. So the first thing is knowing about Him. When you know about Him, when you understand that, oh, He is so precious, oh, He is not different from the Atma Tattva that I have within me, then we feel that devotion towards Him. And then when you increase the devotion towards him, you start knowing him even in much more detail. So both are not separate, they are interlinked. And as I told in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, the bhakti that we study, it is jnana dishthit bhakti, means what? The devotion is enshrined upon the knowledge. They are not separate. The very foundation of the devotion is knowledge, but that devotion, because the devotion will not come unless you have the complete knowledge. So it is like that. Got it?
Okay, Devi. Okay, thank you, Devi.
Hope that answers your question.
Hari Bhaiya.
Yes. Jai Sri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri
Actually, I am a bit confused about this opera prakriti of God. In the sense, mana, buddhi, ahankar, they can be opera prakritis, one understands.
No, it cannot be apara prakriti. Why? I'll tell you what. This all is para prakriti because they are a part of this sharir. About this, they are a part of this body. My intellect is a part of my body and not a part of the God. Understand one thing, that para prakriti and apara prakriti is not visible and invisible prakriti. It is not that. It is about the prakriti which is associated with us, and apara prakriti is the divine power. It is not, we don't translate it into the visible power and invisible power. Many invisible things are a part of para prakriti. So mana, buddhi, ahankar, all these things, they are a part of our body. They are a part, you will learn more about this in detail in the 13th chapter, which is Kshetra Vijnana Yoga. There you will see that Kshetra is what? This is our body. And Kshetrajna is the knower of this body. So this aham, that bhavana that I have, that this is me, I am Shraddha. This is the ahankar, that I-ness, that identification with the body is our ahankar. That identification will last how long? Till the body lasts. After that, that identification with the body is gone. Means what? It is para prakriti. Okay. So everything that identifies with my body, my mind is identified only with my body. After this body is gone, only the Atma remains. The mind, it does not remain. It is gone. So the mind, the intellect with which we think, it is one of the equipments that the body has. Once the body gone, the equipment gone. So it is para prakriti. What is apara prakriti? The power with which my mind is thinking, the power with which my mind is feeling, the power with which my eyes are seeing, that divine power, it is the apara prakriti. It is the very energy. The energy is apara prakriti.
Didi, my confusion is about this Bhumi, Apa, Anil, Analaha, and Bayukha and Khang. Why they are called opera prakritis? Why they should not be opera prakritis? Because Bhumi, Apa, Anala, and Bayukha, they are all natural God's creation and nature. They are part of nature.
No. They are a part of the nature, but they are not energy themselves. Bhumi in itself doesn't have energy. Bhumi in itself does not have energy. Bhumi is a creation of Paramatma. In it itself does not have the capacity to do anything except until and unless the apara Shakti gives it. From Bhumi, what is coming? The fruits and all these are coming, the plants are coming. That is possible only if that blessing is from the apara prakriti. Only when the God wishes, only when that Paramatma is giving. He has just created. Bhumi in itself is not, it is not apara. It is only with the, it is only with the power of God that Bhumi gets that capacity to do anything. All these, you were probably talking about Agni Devata and
Agni Devata,
yes.
Not Devata exactly. I am talking about earth, then water, then fire, then air, then sky.
The five elements
This
basically.
is what I am talking.
Now, these when they mix together, each of them are controlled by the God, but they are created by God so that further Prakriti can evolve. They by themselves are not God. They by themselves is not Brahma. When we talk about Apara Prakriti, basically it is the Brahma Tattva, the Paramatma Tattva. Ye Bhumi, Apa, Nala, Vayu, all these are not the Brahma Tattva. They are creations of that Brahma Tattva, who is ultimately, and what happens, they have created these five things, and then there is a process that happens on that, they are mixed, and with that, this entire Prakriti will be created. They are not Paramatma Tattva, they are the Tattva from the Paramatma, which are the basic building blocks of the nature that we see around us. ये पंच महाभूत है, they are पंच महाभूत, but why? Because they are the basic building blocks. They in themselves are not God. They are the basic building blocks of the Paramatma Tattva, of the Prakriti created by Paramatma Tattva. वो उनकी इक्विपमेंट्स है, ऐसे समझ लीजिए. इफ आई हैव टू मेक समथिंग, इफ आई वांट टू मेक सम कुछ बनाना है, मुझे कुछ रॉ इंग्रेडिएंट्स लगेंगे. इफ आई हैव टू कुक समथिंग, आई विल टेक 4-5 इंग्रेडिएंट्स, mix them in a proportion, and then one dish will come. God also needs these equipments, need this raw material to make the Prakriti. वो raw material जो है, वो ये भूमि, आप, नल, वायु, all these are that raw materials which are mixed up in various proportions, and that Prakriti is created. Okay, तो ये वो raw material है. We consider them as a पंच महाभूत. वो पंच प्राण है, वो main है, but क्यों main है? क्योंकि उनको लेके, because by their support we are created. That is why. But they themselves are not the creator. Okay, they themselves are not the God. The God has created all these raw materials to create the Prakriti.
Achha. Para Prakriti is God himself.
Yes. Apara Prakriti, yeah. Para Prakriti is the God himself. Yes.
Right. Thank you, Didi. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Didi, I have one question, Didi. Could you please explain me what is pravrutti and what is nivrutti, madam?
Okay. See, pravritti and nivritti, in general terms, pravritti is something that we should pursue doing. जो करना चाहिए वो pravritti, something that we should abstain from doing, we should avoid doing, we should not do, that is nivritti, जो नहीं करना चाहिए. If somebody has diabetes, eating sweets in general is not a bad thing, but somebody who is a diabetic should avoid it, should not do, they should be nivritta from eating sweets. But जिसको चलता है, they can go ahead and eat. So pravritti is something that we should do, nivritti is something we should not do. Okay.
Thank you,
We
Didi.
should abstain from them. Thank you, Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Didi. Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, madam.
Jai
Can
Shri
you just explain the fourth verses?
Yeah, the Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu. Just now we discussed this. So, Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara, iti. In the fourth entire shlok, Shri Krishna is telling about, basically, this fourth and fifth shlok together is explaining about the Prakriti, the two types of Prakriti. One is the Apara Prakriti and the Para Prakriti. So, Bhumi, Apa, Nala, Vayu, Kham, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara, iti, Yamme. So, these are 8 things. Bhumi, Apa, Bhumi is earth, Apa, water, Anala, fire, Vayu, air, Kham, the space around us, Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar. And Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar. All these 8 are what? Our 8-fold Prakriti. Iti iti prakriti ashtadha. Prakriti iti ashtadha means these are eightfold prakriti. Now in the next shlok Shri Krishna says that all this is my apara prakriti. Apara prakriti is the one that is around us, the visible prakriti, the one we experience around. And apart from that, apareya Svanya, then beyond that, what he is telling, para prakriti. What is the para prakriti? It is the jiva bhuta mahabhavo yayedan dharyate jagat, the supreme power, the supreme prakriti, which is giving energy to this apara prakriti to operate. That is the para prakriti.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Vikrant Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Vikrant Bhaiya.
Didi, I have questions that are not relating to the chapter. Is it okay if I ask those?
Okay, you can ask. I am not sure if I'll be able to answer them though.
You will, Didi. They are not that hard, I think.
That you
so,
feel.
so, like Geeta Pariwar provides Vivechan of the Geeta, right? Is there any other valid source trusted by Geeta Pariwar to like listen to the interpretation of Sri Ramcharitmanas?
Sri Ramacharita-manas, the best person to guide you on this would be Ashu Bhaiya, respected Ashu Bhaiya. His study of Ramacharita-manas is very nice. And best place to read this book is definitely Geeta Press. You should just take a book from there and read. But अब सुनने के लिए वो कहाँ available है, that you can ask Ashu Bhaiya. Okay. I think his video is network is
So due to internet connectivity,
yeah,
there is
maybe the video and yeah. I don't know if it's my internet or his internet. I think his internet.
Can you hear me now, Didi?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So for Ramacharita-manas, how to study, in what way to study, best is you ask respected Ashu Bhaiya. He will be able to guide you beautifully through that. And but definitely Geeta Press, you have to. That is one place for all Geeta related books and Ramacharita-manas also. You will get Sartha. With meanings, you will get the book.
Acha, Didi, another question, Didi. In the Ramcharitmanas, there are like 3 types of things like Chaupai, Doha, and Soratha. I know how to like recite Chaupai and Doha, but can you give me a lawyer for Soratha? Because it is like.
I'm sorry, I don't have. I'm not the right person to tell you about it. आप सही में इसको आशु भैया से पूछिए. He will be.
Acha, Didi, I have two more questions. These are not related to Ramcharitmanas now. Didi, why is Lord Ganesh worshipped the first in our culture?
Because as per a Katha in Shiv Puran, you must be already knowing that as per the Katha Ganesh Puran, Shiv Puran mein hai. So this blessing, it was given by to Ganesha that in it you will be worshipped first. It is, Shivji has himself given this blessing to Sri Ganesh that when he was beheaded, you must be knowing that story, right? There was a small battle between the Shivgans and
Oh yeah, Didi, I was confused that like, was it after this battle, or I heard something about a race between Ganesh and Kartikeya as well.
No, that race between Ganesh and Kartikeya, yeah, there also there he's no, there he is. It is not about that. It is about the marriage actually. Then he gets married to the Siddhi. It is that the small they have. It's about Kartikeyan and Ganesha. They decide who will get married first, and Parvati Mata says that the one who wins will get to marry.
Okay, Didi. Last question, Didi. जो हनुमान चालीसा में ना दीदी वो 4 फल कहते हैं दीदी, धर्म, अर्थ, काम और मोक्ष. धर्म, अर्थ और मोक्ष तो दीदी समझ आता है दीदी. काम तो नरक का द्वार कहते हैं श्री भगवान. दीदी ये क्यों दे रहे हैं भगवान हमको फिर?
Such a very important question. And as a Geeta sadhak, each one of us should have understanding about it. एक्चुअली ये इसी अध्याय में आएगा, इसी नेक्स्ट विवेचन सेशन. एक्चुअली टुडे आल्सो आई वांटेड टू टेक दोस श्लोकास बट I got lost in that previous first discussion only. But what kind of calm? There is a very distinct, description about. See, calm ke bare mein there are two important things. What Shri Krishna, when he's telling about his vibhutis also, he says, "Calm is my vibhuti." And here also, when you will dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. Dharma aviruddha kama. This we are going to discuss in detail in the next session when we are talking about all these vibhutis. The few vibhutis we are going to see. We are going to discuss this Bhaiya. So there I will elaborate it more. But in the 11th chapter, 11th shloka of this chapter only, we are going to go through the detail of what exactly is kama. Why Sri Krishna is, at one place he is telling it is his vibhuti. Anything, any karma, but in short, I will just, for the completion of this question, I will quickly tell that any desire for the benefit of the society, any desire which is in sync with dharma, that is good to have, and that is a vibhuti of Shri Krishna. However, any selfish desires which are not on the basis of dharma, that is something which becomes the naraka kadwara. That you understand. And then more detail, we will come to it next session. Today also I wanted to take up till the 10th or 11th shlok. I couldn't complete it. But next session, this is what we are going to discuss for sure.
Didi, if in next session you will also tell that like we get many desires, we have a lot of calm. If you will tell how we know what is good wala calm and what is bad wala calm,
Okay,
start
I
off
will try
first
to.
now.
What
If you
is good
won't, then
wala
please
kam, what is
answer.
bad wala kam, I'll definitely take in next session. But just for, because you are asking, I will also mention that any desire which is beneficial for the society, which is beneficial, which is not creating any harm, sarva bhuta hite rataha, any calm which takes you in that direction is good. Anything which is self driven, anything which is मेरे लिए अच्छा है, सोसाइटी के लिए कैसा भी हो, any doctor who says I will charge him and मुझे तो पैसे मिल रहे हैं ना, अरे वो बीमार पड़ रहा है आदमी, it is not good for the patient, it is harming the patient, but God उसके तो पैसे मिल रहे हैं, God, that doctor is getting, so that kind of desire is not good. So उसका litmus test यही है, is it sarvabhuta hite rataha? Okay.
Okay, Didi. Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
One hand raised by Sasi Didi. Can we take?
Pranam Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, Didi?
Yes.
Yes. Didi, it's a very simple question. I mean, like we have discussed about apara prakriti, right? All those 8 are apara, right? No. Sorry. All those 8 prakritis, correct, right? So, I mean, it's a very general question. Like, I have heard people keeping their daughter's name as Apara. So I feel, does it have any positive connotation, or if it has negative connotation, then negative, I don't think that's the right word. But
I got your point. उसमें positive negative की कोई बात नहीं है. Because if you see, our very existence is in the अपरा प्रकृति, है ना? हम लोग अपरा प्रकृति के, अब वो नाम रखना है नहीं रखना है, वो माता की बुद्धि पे है. It is on the intellect of the parents. But so there could be many different good names, but apara prakriti, there is nothing negative or there is nothing inferior about that.
Okay.
God's creation only. It is also God's creation and the very basis of our existence also.
Yes. So
our basis is definitely the fundamental principle for our existence is Paramatma. But उनकी साधना करने के लिए ये तो यही now, without this equipment, nothing is possible. Undermine the importance of para prakriti. Unless it is there, we cannot do the puja of this para prakriti. Kare kaise? How to reach there? It is required.
Fair enough. Maybe it can be interpreted as nature, prakriti.
Yes, that exactly what it is.
Yes.
Nature, matter,
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Nature, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So some other, I mean, like you can clarify this also, like Akanksha. This is another name like we have. So I
Are
keep
you
thinking,
searching names for grandchildren or children by any chance?
when I hear this Akanksha, Asha, I mean, these are the things we should not be having. So how come our people?
No. ऐसा ये this is not the right thing to say actually. नहीं होगी तो इंसान कैसे जिएगा? गीता पढ़ने की आकांक्षा थी, इसीलिए यहाँ पहुंचे ना. आकांक्षा is a very good thing to have. Unless we have आशा, अगर आशा ही नहीं है कि मैं कृष्ण के पास पहुंच सकती हूँ तो फिर कैसे पहुंचेंगे? Hope is the very basis.
Yes.
But what happens then when it goes beyond a certain limit, then it is creating a problem. आकांक्षाएं इतनी बढ़ जाती हैं that whatever main aim is, then the आकांक्षा takes you away from your dharma. When आकांक्षा or asha takes you away from satvikta, that is where the problem lies. Problem is not in आकांक्षा, problem is not in the asha, problem is when it takes you towards tamasi. If my akanksha and all that becomes tamasi, there is where the problem lies.
Understood, Didi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Didi.
Yeah.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you very much, Didi. You have given life manual to us. And once again, I would like to thank you for your kind support, kind knowledge. And thank you, all of you, those who are present over here. And this event without succeed you, thank you. Thank you, our technical team, backend team, for kind support. So now let's take prayer and followed by Hanuman Chalisa chanting. So I would like to welcome and invite for prayer Sudha Shukla Didi. She has joined Geeta Pariwar in May 2025. She is giving seva as a GC and TA in L1 and L2 group. So invite and welcome to Sudha Didi for prayer. Sudha Didi.
Didi, unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Yogesham Satchidananda Vasudevau Vrajapriyam Dharma Samstapakau Veeram Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Thank you very much, Sudha Didi, for prayer. And now we chanting Hanuman Chalisa. Manisha Didi, please.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजग बंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा, जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपै, तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै, महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटै मिटै सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।